Welcome back to Leeds Lately. Leeds have just won 3-0 at home against Coventry City. A very poor Coventry City side, but before we get into it, make sure you go ahead and hit that big red button down below as it massively helps me out. But like I said, Leeds have just won 3-0 in a game where, without having to be spectacular, we did enough to win the game 3-0. So that kind of tells you a little bit about the game. They were very poor. We were very solid, professional and decent. And now we're up to 5th in the table. Just a couple of points off the top spot. And we've, of course, got Norwich on Tuesday night away. And we've got Sunderland on Friday night away. If we are to pick up 4 points or more from those games, I would imagine that we will either be top or pretty close to being top. So look, the season's kind of taken a bit of a dramatic upturn. Just a few victories at this point in the season can see you go top of the table. So it's nice to see us in a good bit of form as well. Few negatives from the game, which we'll go on to first, and then we'll go on to some positives. Negatives is that Ampadu got injured, holding his knee. He jarred it, and shout out Rob, one of our members. He's a chiropractor and knows about the bodies. He knew that they were doing a lot of the testing for the ACL, MCL, and meniscus, medial collateral, something. Anyway, they were doing a lot of tests for ACL, MCL, that sort of thing. Moving his knee from side to side. He was allowed to then go back onto the pitch for a little bit, played on, and then was brought off when he just couldn't quite hack it anymore. So Tanaka came on for him. So that's a little bit of a worry that Ampadu might be out for some period of time, when we are going to have to rotate the squad this week, because we are basically having 3 games in a week. So it'll be interesting to see how Farke rotates the squad on that one. But I do think that that Leeds played decent in this game. I think Nonto was good, Ramazani was good. Joseph, he tends to snatch at shots a bit, which is something I've noticed. He tends to go, I'm going to put 100% power into this and not much accuracy. And so a lot of his shots you'll see blazing over the bar. But overall, I thought we played pretty well. Coventry didn't really have any chances on goal. They did towards the end of the second half, when we were already sort of 2-3-0 up, but nothing clear cut, nothing great. And Meslier pulled off a really good save from a shot from distance, but that was about as close as they came. Whereas we create some really good chances. The first goal we scored was Nonto's goal. And I think it was Firpo who played the ball across from the left-hand side straight into the path of Nonto. And the goalkeeper, look, I think Ben Wilson, the goalkeeper for Coventry, had an absolute stinker today. They're lucky that he didn't concede more goals because of some of the mistakes he made. But this one, he kind of did palm it into his own net. I would imagine that if Meslier had made that mistake, there'll be a lot of Leeds fans getting on his back. So, the ball came across to him. I think what caught him off guard, the goalkeeper, was that Nonto hit it from the edge of the box first time with his right foot, kind of side-footed it, but it was swerving away from the goalkeeper, and he ended up kind of palming it into his own net. But having said that, really good finish from Nonto. It was a really good finish. The second goal for Leeds was the one where Ramazani got the ball, received the ball off Bogle. Bogle carried on his run, and then Ramazani just played a first-time ball through. I don't know if it was first time actually, but it was just like a really gentle pass just in front of the defender, and it was just enough. Like, I'm talking just enough to go past the defender and get into the path of Bogle, who again had a shot across goal. Goalkeeper saved it into the bottom corner. Again, goalkeeper probably could have done better, but we were creating the chances to be able to go on and win the game. I think our fullbacks, Bogle and Firpo, were both really good in this game, getting high and wide, providing width, providing support for those wingers who were going inside. Ramazani was very good. I'd like to see more of him again. Schmidt got on at the end a little bit, but he didn't really have a chance to do much. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. The third goal was Joël Piroe. Now, Joël Piroe keeps coming off the bench and keeps scoring, but I don't want him to start still. I think he's good off the bench, because by the time we get to the stage in the game where Joël Piroe gets brought on, the game is starting to get a little bit stretched. He's starting to get a little bit more space, and when he does, he has those opportunities to shoot. I would imagine that if he started games, he'd probably score less goals. Now, that might be a weird thing to say or a controversial thing to say, but I think coming off the bench is the best thing for him at the moment. I think that is where his form is coming from. The fact that teams are stretched, the fact that opposition teams are going, hold on a sec, we've now got to mark Joel Piroe, who, let's be honest, whilst he hasn't lit it up for Leeds, has still been the top scorer in the Championship on sort of a rolling tally over the last 3 years. So he's a very dangerous Championship striker, so they have to be in two minds whether they go with him, because if they do go with him, they open up chances for people like Ramazani and Aronson to run through, and if they don't go with him, then you leave him free and he's going to bag a goal against you, and he has done a good few times now, and I think he's actually a top scorer without actually starting any games. So yeah, I think Joel Piroe, the actual goal itself, great ball down the line from Tanaka to get Nonto in. Nonto slid it across to Piroe. Piroe pretty much had an open net. Great finish, great pass from Tanaka, and Nonto got himself a goal and an assist, so let's not forget how good Nonto was in this game. I also thought Aronson was good, again showing that kind of that development in his game, where he's now able to stay on his feet, to be strong, to hold off opposition players, to dribble well with it, to pass well with it. Aronson, again, I think had a really good game. Strauch and Rodon didn't really put a foot wrong. There was nothing for them to really do defensively too much, but anything they did do, they swept it up nicely, neatly. Maybe a few passes a little bit wayward from Rodon, but we've come to kind of expect that now. Meslier didn't have much to do, but when he did it well. Clean sheet, which is will do him the world of good, and that back four as well. So that's 2 clean sheets in a row now as well, so it's nice to see. I think our goal difference is up there with Burnley's as the highest in the division now, so we're scoring goals and we're not conceding them, which is obviously a really good thing to have. And without that opening day goal fest against Pompey, I think, look, we're way ahead in terms of goal difference. We've done really well to stop opposition teams scoring and score ourselves. Look, at the moment, I don't think we're too entertaining to watch. I think playing out from the back and playing it sideways and backwards can be tedious at times, but it's getting results, and we just need to try and get back to the Premier League. If we can put a run of results together, we can go top very soon. And I would love to see us go top and just stay there and cruise to promotion. It's Leeds. It's never going to happen, but it's a nice fantasy to have. Anyway, yeah. So Leeds win 3-0 at Coventry, against Coventry at Elland Road, should I say. Good performance, good solid performance. Coventry were poor. We'll have a real test against Norwich and Sunderland in the week to see what we're really made of. Last time we played against anyone who were kind of challenging and up there was, of course, against Burnley, and we lost that game. We were way better than Burnley in that game. We outperformed them massively. We just didn't manage to score any goals, which is very irritating. But going into Norwich and Sunderland, we should be on the back of a little bit of confidence after winning our last... What, have we won our last 3 now? Let's have a little quick look as we do this. We beat... we beat Sheffield Wednesday, we beat Hull, we lost against Burnley, then we've won against Cardiff and won against Coventry. So we've won, 4 of our last 5? 4 of our last 5 we've won, so we'll be in really confident, high spirits going into that Norwich game, and hopefully we can go ahead and get a victory against them. Thanks for watching Leeds Lately. I will be live for those games, so make sure you come and join me on the channel for those games, and yes, I shall see you then.